Today is day 1 of my labor prep series. You can do this anytime during pregnancy. It's never too early to start, but this is especially beneficial during 3rd trimester and towards the end of your pregnancy. You are preparing your body for one of the most physical events of your entire life, and your mobility, your strength, and your endurance will make the biggest difference in your birth experience. We will also practice breathing techniques and labor position so that when you are in labor and you're in labor land and you're not critically thinking, but you're relying on your body's wisdom and intuition, it will feel like second nature. For day 1, we're going to work on mobility, a little bit of strength, as well as breath work and labor positions that are going to be helpful during your birth. I will be using an optional birth ball for a couple of the moves, but if you don't have a birth ball or a stability ball, you can do the entire workout without any equipment at all. Let's start with a short warm-up. If you wanted to, you can sit on a block or a little pillow, or you can just sit tall on your mat. We're going to use our 360 diaphragmatic breath throughout the entire class. So inhale, 360 degrees, expanding through your ribs. And then exhale, pull your baby in, shrinking your belly as you pull your baby to your spine. One more time. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Exhale. Good. Let's bring our hands to our knees, and on an exhale, you can round out through your spine, tucking your chin. And inhale, look up. Moving back and forth with your breath. Good. Let's reach up and over with one arm, ballooning out through your side body, making room for your baby under your ribs. We can take a couple of arm circles here. Switching to the other side. Arm circles. Good, we can roll our shoulders. And let's go the other way. Good, release. We can come it to all fours. Let's take some big hip circles here, releasing any tension. We can go the other way. Good. Coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to take some pelvic tilts here. So on an exhale, you can tuck your tailbone under, posterior tilt. And then inhale, keeping your baby pulled in, not just letting your baby flop out, anterior tilt. Good. Moving with your breath. Good, now we can use the rest of the spine and cat and cow. Good, let's come back to a neutral spine. I'm going to turn to face you. Let's take one foot out to the side, and then you can tuck your back toe to protect your knee, and let's rock back and forth here. Good, we can come up onto our knee and let's reach up and over. You can drop your hip here. Exhale, engage, pull your baby in to come up. Let's switch to the other side. Coming up onto your knee again, reaching up and over. Good, exhale, engage to come up. Let's come onto your knees again. If your knees are bothering you, you can always fold up your mat or put a little pillow under your knees. Let's bring one leg forward for a lunge, and we can start rocking here. Let's shift our weight forward, back knee presses into the mat. We don't want to stretch too deeply during pregnancy. You can either stay tall here, or you can come down, bringing your hands to the mat, or you could put a block underneath your hands. Feel free to stay here, or alternatively, you could bend your back leg for a nice quad stretch. So wherever you are, if you've got your back foot up, you can release it down. Let's shift out of our lunge, flexing your front foot here. And we can find a little bit of movement here in your hamstring stretch. You can move your leg back and forth, your hips. Good, let's come up. We can switch to the other side. Coming into your lunge, rocking here. And let's find our position, either staying tall here, coming down, or alternatively bending your back knee. Beautiful. Release if you've got your back foot. Let's come into our hamstring stretch. Again, just gently stretching here with your extra elastin on board. You don't want to overstretch. Finding any movement that feels good here. Let's come out of the pose. We're going to move into thread the needle, so we can come on all fours here. And we can take one hand up behind your ear, and let's open up through your thoracic spine, and then thread your arm through, coming down onto the side of your head, or you could put a pillow under your head and shoulder if that feels better. Let's take a couple of breaths here. One breath that can be helpful during early labor is breathing in for 4 and out for 6. So we can breathe in through our nose for 4 and breathe out through your mouth for 6. In for 4 Out for 6. Good, let's press into our hand in front of our face. Coming back up, we can switch to the other side. Opening up and threading your arm through. We can try our breath on this side again, breathing in for 4 through your nose. Out for 6. In for 4. Out for 6. Good, coming back to all 4s, and then we can swing around. Let's come onto our glutes again. And so we're coming to a butterfly stretch here. You can let your knees flop out. If this feels too intense, you could also put blocks or a Pilates ball or blankets under your knees. Let's sit tall and hinge forward. If it feels good, you can also massage your inner thighs with your elbow. Focus on releasing through your pelvic floor, releasing through your adductors or your inner thighs. We can do the other side. Good, let's sit tall, take a breath here. Fully relax. So alternative to stay here in butterfly, or if deep squat feels good to you, you can either come onto your feet here into your deep squat. If your heels pop off, that's okay. You can support them with toilet paper rolls or a little towel or a blanket, or alternatively, you can support yourself and sit on a block. So wherever you are, let's breathe. Beautiful, and we can take a quick sip of water. So removing your block if you've got a block, shifting your weight forward, or you can come up through standing. Let's come up to standing for some strengthening. We can take our feet wide apart. We're gonna lunge to the side, keeping our lower back lengthened, not rounding out at all. Coming back up to center. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Let's turn our toes out now, 45-degree angle from the tops of your legs. Let's come down into a sumo squat. Hands can go up on your shoulders. Let's take a breath here. Exhale, pull your baby in, and then we're gonna move our hips side to side. This looks a little funny, but it's good. Now let's go forward and back. Good, hip circles. Let's go the other way. Good, release out, let's shake it out. Let's take a quad stretch here, lining your knees up if you want to hold on to a wall or a chair. Good, release. Other side. Release. So two options here. We can either hold a squat, or if you have a wall, you could do it on a wall, or you could even put the ball behind you. So moving into your squat or your wall squat. Going back to your breaths, big inhale, 360 degrees. Exhale, pull your baby in. One more breath here. Good, we can come up, shake it out. Let's do one more of those. Deep breaths using your core. Amazing job coming out. We're going to do some hinges forward to strengthen our posterior chain. Let's bring our hands up behind our ears, and we're going to have a deep bend in our knees as we move our glutes as if there's a wall behind us, trying to tap the wall behind us with our glutes, and then coming back up again. So hinging, not rounding out at all. Using your glutes to come back up. Good. Next, we're gonna lift our hands up, and on an exhale, you can lift your knee, pull your baby in. Your stomach should shrink as you pull your baby to spine. Inhale up, switching sides. Last one. Amazing. We can come down onto the mat. And let's bring our legs out to the side. It doesn't have to be too far apart, just far enough to feel a gentle stretch. You can give yourself a little bit of a boost here. We can reach up and over, stretching to one side. Exhale, moving back and forth. Good, let's come back on to all fours. Moving into cat and cow again. Exhale, rounding out. Good, inhale, tipping your tailbone and head up. Coming back to a neutral spine. This time we're going to pretend we have a pencil coming out of our tailbone and we're going to draw circles on the wall behind us. Good, let's go the other way. Coming back to a neutral spine. If you do not have a birth ball, you can stay on all fours here, or if you have your birth ball, you can go ahead and grab it now. We're going to lean over the ball, and we're going to work on our internal rotation. So we're going to pick up our ankles and move them out, coming back in again. Good. So internal rotation is helpful for the pushing phase of labor. When we use our internal rotation, it opens the outlet of our pelvis. So if you were going to put little stickers on the bottom of your sit bones, as you move into your internal rotation, you can see the stickers move out and the outlet is opening. So if you're on all fours or over a ball, this is helpful for pushing, or if you're on your side, you can still prop up your ankle over a peanut ball to still use internal rotation. Good, we can release here. We can practice our J breath for when we're in labor. So you're gonna inhale in, expanding through your ribs, and on your exhale, you're going to imagine your breath going down and out in the shape of a J. A big inhale, and down and out. Inhale, down and out. You can also use the vocalization. So often mothers find it helpful to use a vowel sound like on their exhale, or it could be ooh or ee. It may also seem a little bit grunty or guttural if your body is trying to push. So if you have sort of that guttural, grunty sound, that's okay too. Inhale. It may be a little bit choppy as your uterus and your body is pushing. But if you are letting out a little bit of air, that's protecting your perineum tissue from tearing, rather than holding your breath and curling around and pushing can add increased pressure and increased risk of tearing. Let's do one more child's pose before we finish up. You can either do it over top of your ball, bringing your knees apart and stretching here, or if you don't have a ball, then you're doing a regular child's pose on the mat. Big inhale in, especially into your side and back ribs. And sigh out, releasing tension, especially through your jaw, your pelvic floor. Good. And if you've got your ball, you can roll your ball in. You did an amazing job today. I hope that your body is feeling good too, and I will see you tomorrow for day 2.